welcome back to the channel. This is Alan Presents. I'm Leanne, that's Alan, and we are here with our reactions to WWE's premium live event, Wrestlemania Backlash.
I literally thought you were just going to say WrestleMania. I was like, yeah, you're on the wrong one.
WrestleMania! Take two!
Right.
Show.
Didn't we say that yesterday when we were watching this, that we're going to call this WrestleMania Recap instead?
WrestleMania Recap. So this is the recap of the WrestleMania recap. Yes, it is. So, we're recording this on Tuesday. The event was Sunday, like middle of the night for us here in the UK. So we watched it Monday after work, and now we're doing our recording today because we're busy people and need sleep sometimes. So sorry, it's a bit late.
It's for the weak.
I'm weak.
Yeah, me too.
So it's a bit later than we'd have liked to put it up.
We're cutting that bit. We will not admit to being weak.
If you say so. Yeah, so we're a bit later than we wanted to be, but
they just need to start holding them on friggin' Saturdays again.
Exactly. But there we go. What can we do? So let's get
protest.
Where?
Twitter.
After you? This is our protest. This is our protest. These videos. Hashtag Play Saturdays.
Welcome to our WrestleMania protest video.
Whee! Alright, let's get into it. So, Backlash opened with a video package, which was a bit weird. It was sort of like a multi-dimension kind of style.
You can say it. It's not trademarked.
Like Doctor Strange.
Multiverse. No, multiverse.
Multiverse. Giving the sort of impression that the things that happen in WrestleMania aren't set in stone. Things can change, and that this event is sort of undoing stuff from WrestleMania. And that made me angry.
Yeah, that's pointless.
Because Backlash, from the very name of it, says to me that this event is to do with the consequences of WrestleMania. Mm-hmm. But if they're like actively saying that it's a chance to make WrestleMania not have happened.
The biggest, most stupendous show of the year! And they're trying to retcon it.
Yeah. And you could easily sort of have the same matches, but spin it differently. Give it a slight changes in the build-up, and have it be about the consequences of WrestleMania. But they haven't done that.
They've only done that with one match.
Yeah.
And that was the Ronda Flair match.
Mm-hmm. I mean, they've either got to change what Backlash is or change the name and make it WrestleMania redo.
Just stop calling it WrestleMania Backlash. Just call it Backlash. It's only last year and this year that they've done that, and I don't understand why.
Yeah.
I mean, I do understand why. They're trying to capitalise on the WrestleMania name, but there's no point, because you're cheapening the WrestleMania name. Mm-hmm. You've already made it 2 nights, so effectively there's 2 WrestleManias happening a year. And now you've got WrestleMania Backlash, which means technically there's now 3 WrestleMania events taking place in a year.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, no.
Yeah. So it kind of gave it a bit of a meh start to the show.
And I think when we were watching that intro, I legit said that I think this is, sponsored by Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
And I don't think it had any sponsors. I don't remember seeing any Backlash is sponsored by messages.
Don't think so.
I
think there was like the betting thing.
Oh, they always do DraftKings, yeah.
Yeah, that one.
But like, I think the last couple of weeks, Raw or Smackdown has been sponsored by Doctor Strange. And I figured that's where they were going with this.
But no. Because that would make sense. Oh, should we get into the first match? Let's go to the first match. We opened the show with Cody Rhodes versus Seth Freakin Rollins.
The American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes.
The American Nightmare. It wasn't on his title card thingy, so I didn't write it down.
I thought it was.
If it was, I was not paying
that
much attention.
I'm sure he has the special artwork on his title card.
Damn.
His name card, rather, not title card.
It wasn't a bad match.
It's pretty decent.
They did well in the storyline aspect where the whole point of having this match again was because Seth didn't have time to prepare, and they really lent into he's had time to prepare now, so he can counter all of Cody's moves. I think that was quite effective.
The amount of times that Cody went for that kick off the ropes, the springboard off the ropes, that really annoyed me because he went for it too many times.
He did. There were some rusty moments. Which one?
Including, was it Corey Graves? No, it wasn't Corey Graves. It was, I think it was the Jimmy Smith, I think it was. Mm-hmm. That's like such a made-up name, I say that out loud, but his name is Jimmy Smith. And he said something like, "Oh, Cody Rhodes is showing 6 years of ring rust."
He's been wrestling. And the other commentators called him out on it.
Yeah, Corey was like, "Well, he's been wrestling elsewhere."
Yeah.
But it took him like maybe 30 seconds to sort of acknowledge it. And I think they might have been waiting for an okay from Vince.
Quite possibly, because it means referencing other companies.
That's the problem that I have with WWE at the moment, is that they... At Royal Rumble, they opened the forbidden door and they had Mickie James come in with the Impact Wrestling Knockouts Championship.
Yeah.
Okay. They acknowledged her as the Impact Wrestling champion for women from the women's division.
Yeah.
Now all of a sudden it's like, oh, there's no other wrestling companies. It's just WWE. Don't worry about anyone else.
They just slammed that door right back shut.
Yeah, they did. They slammed it. They welded it. They padlocked it about 50 million times.
Yeah. So at least they did eventually acknowledge.
Do you think they're a little bit butthurt by AEW and New Japan striking up that deal? Because
possibly.
rumour has it WWE were talking to New Japan.
Yeah,
It's only a rumour, but...
They're just not as good, are they? Yeah, okay, so the ending was... Okay, wasn't too bad, actually. It was Seth rolled up Cody, grabbing the tights to pin him, but Cody managed to roll through. I grabbed Seth's tights to pin him, and that was the finish. It's sort of... I always get a bit funny when it's not a finish off a big move, but it doesn't always have to be a finish off a big move. No. And they made this work in that is sort of the preparation and imitation kind of thing came through. Yeah, it's alright.
I think for me, the biggest problem that I've got with the match is Cody Rhodes hit 3 crossroads.
Yeah.
It's making his finisher look weak.
Yeah.
Seth legit kicked out of crossroads. What?
He did counter some as well.
Well, no, I mean, when he hit the first one, and Seth legit just kicked out of it.
Yeah.
It's the
same thing we've been saying about finishing moves across WWE, where they're not finishing moves anymore.
No, they're just making all the finishers look weak.
Yeah.
Every match is going to end up in a roll-up of this, right?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, look at Smackdown with Xavier Woods. And they started calling that roll-up that he does, the small package, the backwoods. It's like, they're making a small package a signature move.
Yeah, that's weird.
What?
It's like the move that everyone does.
Yeah, so in terms of the predictions, we had that one right.
Mm-hmm. Surprise, surprise. Mm. Then we had a Bobby Lashley video. Deja Vu.
It's the exact same one they showed 3 or 4 times previously.
They're just reusing. They're not even adding in ones of new wrestlers. They're just using the same ones.
I don't even see the need to do this because it's 3-4 minutes long, maybe pushing 5 at some point. Why? The crowd's going to be just sat there
Mm-hmm.
What?
I'd sort of get it if it was introducing people who haven't been in the company or haven't been seen for a while, so you do a bit of a reintroduction.
You could have done Lacey Evans packages, for example, instead of doing the story thing on SmackDown like that. And not to saying that was a bad thing, but they could have done something like that instead.
Yeah.
Or tease Bayley returning because obviously she's out with an injury.
Yeah, or even if these were
keep people in the light,
being promos for new content on WWE Network or on Peacock or whatever.
Since Peacock's taken over, there's not really been much new content in that sense.
No.
They've kind of slowed down on a lot of the production stuff, which is a shame. Yeah,
because they were putting out some really interesting, really good stuff.
And I know there's going to be someone there who's going, oh, what about the Stone Cold Broken Skull sessions? Yes, that's a content, but that's Stone Cold does that one. It's not like a documentary where they follow people around, 24. Or 365, which they did with different... It's nothing like that anymore.
No.
It's
Those are really good.
Yeah,
I like them. Make more of them, WWE. We know you're watching.
Peacock probably doesn't want to throw money at that.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
But it's meant to be drawing money, and it would draw money.
The problem is that when you're the WWE network, the only thing you could see on that network was WWE. So they had to put out new content.
Yeah.
Now that it's on Peacock, it's not just WWE, it's everything else as well. So they're probably pushing harder into that and going, oh, we're just bringing the wrestling fans as well.
Boo.
It's like a side afterthought, you know?
Boo. Well, we go into the next match, which is Bobby Lashley versus Omos. It's alright.
To be fair, this was I like I said with the WrestleMania match, I wasn't expecting a massive amount, and they impressed me, and they did it with this as well.
Yeah.
You know, I think pairing Lashley with Omos is definitely a good show, a good shout rather.
Yeah.
Omos is greener than baby doo-doo.
Oh yes.
And Lashley's a complete veteran, so you kind of get that rub from Lashley to Omos and teaching him things in the ring, which a smaller person wouldn't be able to do. Because Bobby Lashley is so big and he's quite intimidating and he can sort of measure up to Omos, not in height but in stature, I think it kind of helps him in that sense. That's my take on that.
Yeah, I sort of felt like it was pretty close to what the WrestleMania match was. So it was quite predictable. But I think with these, you get what you get.
Yeah, I mean, there's two beefy men. You can't not really expecting springboards and hurricanranas and flips and sentons and you know.
Imagine.
Oh no, because someone will probably break their neck.
Probably. We did have some interesting sell jobs from Omos.
How did that one go again, Leanne?
So Lashley was like punching.
Yeah.
And Omos was sort of flinching, but with his arms, sort of like a kitten cleaning its face is what I would liken it to.
That's what you said. Yeah.
It was a bit odd looking, but you know, that's something for him to work on. On the flip side, he sold the Hurt Lock like a pro.
He did, yeah, that looked great.
He I genuinely thought he was going to be knocked out by that thing. He was doing it so well.
I'm surprised Lashley was able to get him in it.
I know.
Like, damn, dude.
That's huge.
Yeah.
So the finish, we've got MVP obviously interfering.
Yeah.
Getting his cane right up in Lashley's eye. And then Omos picked him up by the head like this. Then slammed him.
Was it by the head or was it by the throat? I thought it was like a double-handed choke
It looked like it was by the head, but his hands are so big, it was probably both.
To me, it looked like he grabbed him on the throat, lifted him up, and then just threw him down.
It was like hands either side, either way. Like from the front, so like that.
Yeah. But again, it's just like Andre the Giant when you see that interview with Vince McMahon or Gene Okerlund, he's putting his hand on his face, and there's no face anymore, it's just hand.
Yeah. So, Omos wins.
Yep. We predicted that one right?
Yay! We're doing good so far. Had an ad for Hell in the Cell, which is on June the 5th. That's the next pay-per-view.
I think I made a comment that...
PLE.
I think I finally leading to that. It said Hell in a Cell and right underneath Premium Live Event. Like, what?
So is it called Hell in a Cell Premium Live Event?
That's what I gather from it, but... I don't know.
Weird.
It looked like it was meant to incorporate it as part of the logo. They're really running hard with this Premium Live Event stuff.
Just a name, it doesn't matter.
Who cares? It's Hell in the Cell. No one says, oh, I'm going to watch the Hell in the Cell pay-per-view or the Hell in the Cell Premium Live Event. They just go, I'm going to watch Hell in the Cell. Nobody cares what it's friggin' called. You can call it a PPV, a PLE, an ABC, an XYZ. It doesn't matter.
I'm so mad.
HIAC is the actual acronym for Hell in a Cell. HIAC. Hell in a Cell.
Yak.
Hayak. Sounds like a noise that Rags makes.
Quite interesting though. Hell in a Cell was our first wrestling
it was,
pay-per-view at the time, reactions and predictions videos, so it'll be in a whole year.
It was the first content we put out.
So that's nice. We moved then to an interview with Paul Heyman and the Usos. Well, it was just Paul Heyman. He's the only one that spoke. It was from the kickoff show, so at least something happened on the kickoff show. Just the usual stuff.
Do you think they're going to change the name of the kickoff show to Kickoff Premium Live Free Event?
Quite possibly. WrestleMania Kickoff Live Premium. Gotta get that WrestleMania in there.
Do you think they're going to change Hell in a Cell to WrestleMania Hell in a Cell?
Maybe. It's just WrestleMania all
WrestleMania in a Cell. You just get the entire roster to walk in the Hell in a Cell and there's a big screen. They just watch WrestleMania in the Cell. That's it.
Nice.
4 hours of that.
Next match, AJ Styles versus Edge with Damian Priest barred from ringside.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoyed this match.
Yeah. I really like the Edge coming out with the wings on the screen and the right angle, and it looks really cool.
It looks like he's got big wings.
I really like
flapping
that.
Slightly. Good. This persona is just real special. I like it.
I'm wondering where they're going to go. Oh, not to spoil anything, but I'm wondering where they're going to go from here. Not to get ahead of ourselves a bit, but...
yeah, I did really enjoy this match.
The psychology in that was great.
Yes.
I really liked that, and the way they really leaned hard into the AJ Styles shoulder injury thing.
Yeah.
That was really cool. You don't really see much of that, or a lot of guys will be like, oh, my shoulder.
And they carry on.
Oh, my shoulder. And it's like, no. And AJ Styles didn't. And, that shows why AJ Styles is literally one of the best in the business today.
He's a pro.
Yeah, he absolutely is.
Even to the point where, because what his, big move is the Styles Clash, where he has to get the guy, right up.
Yeah.
And hold him there. He got Edge sort of hung up on the ropes.
Yeah.
So that his legs were already up, so he could leverage him up, and just having that intelligence in the ring to be like, I can't lift this guy with my shoulder. How would I get him in that right position? It's so good.
AJ Styles is phenomenal.
If you don't watch this premium live event, watch that match.
Yeah.
Because it's just really nice. It's good.
It's really nice.
It's really nice. And try not to use good all the time, and then nice comes out, and it's worse.
Amazing. Phenomenal.
Amazing. It is phenomenal.
Let's go on the Dave Meltzer scale. If you could give it a rating between 1 and 5 stars, what would you give this match?
At least a 4.
I think 4 and a quarter.
Yeah. Ooh, he's getting specific. 4 and a quarter. So, Damian Priest does come out, but is very careful to stay behind the line so he's on the ramp, not at ringside.
They kind of make a play where he's like,
it's the line, this is a ramp. So that's okay, but then Finn Balor, it's a cat. Rags appears out of nowhere. Finn Balor came down and started attacking Damian Priest, I suppose.
Yeah.
Because he was being distracting.
Behind,
which pushes Damian Priest over the line, so now he is at ringside.
Did that bring his Damien out, do you think? His Damien side?
Quite possibly. I think it just made us wonder what happens if he comes to ringside. What's the consequence of that? Is it that it's obviously not a disqualification for Edge because Edge didn't do anything.
I think that if he's barred from ringside, you'd probably get a fine. If he came down and literally stood at ringside, he'd probably get a fine, and the ref would probably instigate a 10 count. And if Damian Priest doesn't retreat to the back or retire to the back, then it could be a disqualification because it's part of the rules.
Yeah.
Not that I've ever seen that happen, but that's what I'd like to think would happen.
I suppose in this case,
because Finn Balor was beating the hell out of him,
that would mitigate it slightly.
Yeah.
But having that happen did cause a very big distraction to the ref, who was obviously telling Damian Priest, "You're not allowed here. Get out."
Yeah.
So while the ref's distracted, a hooded figure comes up the other side of the ring, and attacks AJ Styles.
I didn't even see where they came from. Was it underneath or the crowd? I don't know.
I don't think the camera was on them when they appeared.
No.
They were completely hooded with it, the face completely covered as well. Somehow, not sure.
They did
part of the hood.
Yeah, it looked like it was one of those ones with the full face thing.
On the face.
They did miss a trick though, because you can zip a thing over the face, but if they've got their wrestling gear on their legs and you notice it, it's like, well.
Alan clocked who it was from the legs.
I noticed exactly. Yeah, I clocked it straight off the bat.
Alan knows his legs. We should have a segment where we show you a pair of wrestling legs and you tell me who it is. I think that might be happening. That actually sounds pretty good. Let's do it. So, hooded figure attacks AJ Styles. Edge gets the pin and wins.
Yep.
Good stuff. I think we got that one right as well.
Yes, we did, yeah.
We did get that one right. So then
I
obviously...
think I pretty much predicted the ending to it as well.
I think you did.
Apart from Damien Priest showing up.
Yeah.
I said that the person would come and interfere, and I think I even said in the predictions who I thought it was going to be.
Possibly. The hooded figure comes into the ring, kneels in front of Edge to show the allegiance. Takes down the hood, and it's Rhea Ripley. Even though I'm sure they'll like go into it, they probably went into it on Raw. I'm not sure. Even though the last couple of weeks she's broken off the tag team with Liv Morgan, saying she's tired of trusting other people. She's going alone, and now she joins a faction.
Who's to say that Edge didn't instigate the entire thing?
Quite possibly.
Like, oh, I broke up the team to get Rhea Ripley on board because she's a talent and I wanted her for Judgment Day, or something like that.
Yeah, I think it might be something like that, and they have seen something possibly on Twitter that...
I've been at work, so I've been actually working today.
I've been working. This is before work.
Not on social media.
Before work.
Started work at 7:45 this morning, Leanne.
And whose fault is that? You can start whenever you want.
But then I finished late. We'll be recording this now.
This is the biggest tangent we've had. Come on, it's not even wrestling related.
Wrestling with my work hours. Of course, it's wrestling.
So this was a great match. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
It had a very compelling finish and just great.
Just start to finish, the whole psychology aspect of it, which you don't see a lot of these days, was great.
Yeah.
Everything was just perfect.
Oh, Rice is not happy.
Oh.
All right, then we have a video about Bianca Belair, which we have seen before.
Yeah, it's the exact same one again.
Exact same one. They're always doing the same people. And then we move into our SmackDown Women's Championship match between Charlotte Flair and Ronda Rousey in an I Quit match. I enjoyed this one.
It was pretty good, yeah, to be fair.
I do think, like, looking back, it's because of Ronda's actions that I enjoyed it. We kind of
I'll give credit where it's due. I don't like Charlotte Flair, but she did great in this to sell a lot.
Yeah, she did sell
the way
really
that
well.
she did a lot of the managers, like going with the kendo stick. And then when Ronda Rousey gets the kendo stick and she runs back and Charlotte runs to the entrance as she's running off and she comes out with 2 kendo sticks. And then Ronda gets it and she starts beating the tar out of Charlotte with 2 kendo, and the way she just sold that was great.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of great stuff from Charlotte here, and I don't like Charlotte, but she did a lot of good stuff here, to be fair.
Credit goes where credit's due.
Yeah.
Although Charlotte's label was sticking out of her shorts.
She was having
label trubs.
Pant label trubs.
Charlotte has label trubs. But that's fine. Everyone has. It's a different kind of wardrobe malfunction to what you'd usually get.
I think it was this match as well that it became a bit more prominent that there was a certain person in one of the front rows that was very distracting after you noticed them. And even it was during this match actually that Pat McAfee made reference to it. Yeah.
It was, I think, possibly a child.
I think it was a child.
Or someone with very skinny arms in a fiend mask that's like possibly too big, but with like the hair and everything. It's huge.
With massive dreadlocks on it.
They're
it was really cool.
Sat there near the front and looking really creepy.
Just didn't take it off at all either. That mask was on for like 3 solid hours. Man.
Yeah, but yeah, Pat McAfee made reference to it.
Yeah, like you kind of notice it in the earlier matches, but not as much as during this one because a lot of outside the ring kind of stuff. But yeah, Pat McAfee's like, "Is that the Fiend in the front row?" And then he goes quiet for about a minute.
We think he was getting told off.
Oh yeah, absolutely getting told off by Vince in his ear.
If WWE was still selling Fiend merch, then it would probably be fine, but they're not. We actually checked. So it was, that's a no-no.
Nope.
Naughty Pat McAfee. The finish on this was really good. I did enjoy this.
Did you see Charlotte getting the hell beaten out already?
Yes. So Charlotte had a chair out and it was like up like a normal chair with Ronda on the ground. Charlotte basically saying, "This is your last chance. I won't show mercy after this. Say I quit." Ronda grabs her arm through the back of the chair and gets an arm bar inside a chair and it was good. And Charlotte said, I quit.
Like, cheat a few times. I quit.
Unmistakably, although she'll definitely spin it so that, I didn't say I quit. I said, I'm fit.
Yeah. I was fixing my bra.
I was fixing my bra.
With my voice.
Voice-activated bra. Yeah, this was really enjoyable.
Yeah.
And they did quite a lot sort of outside the ring as well as in the ring. And
some pretty nasty looking bumps.
Yes. Good stuff. More of this, please. I think I was thinking at the time...
Just with less Flair.
If this match had been on Extreme Rules...
Yeah.
It would have fit more than half the matches. All the matches that were on Extreme Rules.
We don't talk about Extreme Rules.
We don't talk about it.
Man.
It's dead to us. Okay.
Extreme Rules 2021 did not happen. Do you mean the normal rules, PLE?
The normal rules. Rules! Goodness. Okay, then we had an ad for another premium live event, Money in the Bank.
Which I'm surprised they're kind of pushing this 2 months early.
Yeah, usually they promote the next one and that's it, don't they?
They might say like, oh, Money in the Bank's coming to Las Vegas and tickets are on sale this Friday or whatever. But this was like a full-on shop promo thing.
Yeah. So it was a bit odd. And what was more odd is the description of what the stakes were for the Money in the Bank matches.
Mm-hmm.
Because whereas usually the contract is for a championship match anytime, any place kind of thing.
For as long as you hold the briefcase, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They said that it was for an opportunity to headline WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Which is different to how they've ever done it.
Mm-hmm.
I think they've done other things in the briefcase before, haven't they? But have they done different things?
No, you're thinking Impact Wrestling.
Oh.
Impact Wrestling has the Feast or Fired briefcase match where there's 4 briefcases.
I thought they'd done something slightly different one time, but I'm probably misremembering.
The only time that they did anything different was when Becky Lynch gave the title to Asuka. Because she was
then
pregnant.
it had the belt in it.
Yeah.
But anyway, having it for an opportunity at WrestleMania, it takes out the excitement of holding the Money in the Bank contract.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Like, who's going to cash it? Or like, who the winner's going to cash in? When's he going to cash it in? How are they going to cash it in?
And also means that we know exactly who is headlining the WrestleMania, which
like
is
10 months in
10
advance.
months away.
Yeah.
So then you've got that whole time to build up to it.
Which is, there isn't going to be a build up, that's the problem.
It's too long a stretch.
It's like I was saying when John Cena and The Rock said, like, oh, next year WrestleMania, you and me. Mm-hmm. And it was literally, I think it was the day after Mania, they said, oh yeah, you and me next year. And there was next to no build up. Yeah. And it's like, well...
You can't go anywhere from there. So it was a bit weird, but I mean, maybe they'll backtrack on it.
I mean, the problem is that if they were getting that wrong, and I think I said this at the time, they would have refilmed it.
Yeah.
It's not like it was live.
It's weird. Strange choices being made.
I hope it's not the case. I hope that they don't wreck Money in the Bank. Unless they're doing it because it's a Chris Jericho invention.
Oh. But then you'd think they just scrap the thing altogether.
Yeah, but then why not?
Mm-hmm. Ooh, don't like it. Anyway, next match.
No, sometimes.
It was at least wrestling related. Next match, Madcap Moss versus Happy Corbin.
Oh, we were right about Ronda winning, by the way.
We were right. And I think it's time to go.
Is it? Is it though?
It's time to go.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you not sure?
No, it's just you usually do it at the main event, but okay.
I usually do it when I reach the last sign on my list.
Okay.
And signs of the PLE. And signs of the PLE. Oh, that's the post-it note. This is the new one.
Yeah, we don't know where that's gone. If you have any ideas where that's gone, let us know in the comments.
It's in the bin with Prop Rock and Cody Rhodes lift.
And any chance of Pete Dunne having a good career in WWE.
Oh, Butch.
No, we don't use that name in this house.
Signs were pretty disappointing. I'm disappointed in all of you friends who may or may not have had signs at WrestleMania. There wasn't much. WrestleMania Backlash, that one. We've always got Sign Guy. We've talked about Sign Guy before. he's on the ramp a lot, and he has basically a different sign for every entrance. But I feel like if I was gonna use all of his signs, because they're the best ones, I'd have to change it to
Sign guys.
signs on pay-per-view. So I've tried my best, but this is a pretty slim pickings one. Okay, in third place, Just a Baby.
What?
It's not a sign, but the only the only reason I could think, this person in the crowd near the start was just holding a baby up in the air. And the only reason I can think for someone to hold a baby up in the air is to show off said baby, which is basically the reason for having a sign, is to show off I'm here and I made a sign. So same thing, here is baby, I made baby, is same as here is sign, I made sign.
I've got a better explanation.
Okay.
So he was late for the event, he had to travel, and he had to get on public transport, and he had no choice to run out the house quickly. Instead of grabbing the sign and shoving it in the bag, he put the baby in the bag. So he's like, well,
let's just run with it.
I got the baby now, so I might as well use it.
Baby is sign.
Baby is sign.
Well done on making that sign very creative.
Need better penmanship.
Okay.
Although your eyes were very realistic, fair play.
Oh, I did put 2 sign guy signs in. Okay, let's switch that one. The only other non-sign guy sign that made my list at all was, instead of Seth Freakin Rollins, it said, I think it's hard to tell because I think they just like written over actual swear words, and it was a bit messy, but I think it said Seth fucking Rollins.
That wasn't that word, it was fuck.
And I'm pretty sure it didn't say that, and they got told off at the gate and had to change it. Well done, you made the list. Good job. Sign number 1, one of Sign Guy's many signs, but one that I didn't have to Google what it might mean, because some of them are deep and they're very creative. Baron plays DOA volleyball and pauses constantly. Oh, Baron. I'm not even going to explain it. So, yeah, we'll just leave it at that. Basically, Baron's a bit of a perv, apparently. That's what it means. And that's it. It's disappointing, guys. Come on, get your sign game up. There's one person that looked like they were holding a blank piece of paper because they'd probably written on it in pencil or biro or something. So just holding up a blank piece of paper.
Do you think they were holding that up all the way through? There was actually a really deep and motivating sound on the other side of the paper, and they just didn't realise it was being held backwards?
Maybe, quite possibly. There was the guy who makes quite a lot of appearances who just has a flag. I think I looked it up, it was like this...
Trinidad,
yeah, Trinidad flag. He's there a lot, holds it up every time the camera's on him. Good for you, having some national pride. But yeah, that's Leanne, Signs of the PLE. Leanne, Signs of the PLE. Play. Goodness. Starting to regret doing this segment if the signs are going to be this rubbish.
Slim pickings.
Slim pickings. But we'll do it because we are committed. Alright, back to Madcap Moss versus Happy Corbin.
Must we?
Yes. So, it was a good match.
To be fair, yeah.
It was good.
To be fair, Corbin carried it.
Yes, Corbin did carry it. The ending was disappointing.
That's one way to put it.
But that's fine. We did have Pat McAfee did call Corbin Big Dog.
Oh, yeah.
And then had to backtrack and said he meant to say Big Doofus.
Yeah.
Because
Roman probably would have smacked him one.
Roman Reigns is the big dog. Even though he hasn't used that forever.
Roman Reigns is about as big as a chihuahua.
Yeah, I think Corbin would be a bigger big dog than that. But, you know, so that was fun. Yeah, I don't know, it's like... I've just gone straight to the ending. But the match was good for the most part, is the problem.
Let's be honest, the placement of this match, it means there's only one thing this match was meant to be.
Yeah.
A beer and bathroom break.
That's true. And it's sad because Baron Corbin, when he was Baron
That's right, we said it. Baron Corbin.
Because Happy Corbin is a joke.
Lame.
A joke. I know. They're both jokes right now, but Corbin is such a skilled wrestler.
I'm so disappointed in you right now.
That it's just sad. That's what it is. It's sad that they're in this position. The finish, Madcap Moss pulled off a sunset flip, sort of out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Didn't come from anywhere. There wasn't like a build up, and then Corbin is pinned, even though he really obviously had a lot of energy.
Yeah.
He was close-ish to the ropes.
He was fairly close to the ropes. Yeah.
He could have kicked out.
He could have probably reached the ropes if he tried hard enough.
Probably. Yeah, it was a bit like anticlimactic, I suppose, because it didn't really make sense that it finished like that. But maybe they were slow on time. I don't know. Slow on time? That doesn't make sense.
I knew what you meant.
Thank you. And I'm glad someone does. Okay. A video about Drew McIntyre. I can't remember if we've seen this one before.
I don't recall.
It's not as memorable as the others.
I start blanking them half the time, if I'm honest, because I'm just fed up with seeing the same things all the time.
It's partly, a lot of it was repeating something that we watched in, I think it was a 365 on him that
Possible.
that we watched. That basically,
I think it was a Chronicle on the 365, yeah.
One of those things. But yeah, I mean, same question. Why?
We were writing about Madcap Moss as well winning, by the way.
Wait, you gotta jump in with those quicker, right?
I know, I just saw it here. I just saw it, so.
Then we go backstage where, is it Kayla?
Is it Kayla or Dasha? No, I think it was Kayla, I think you're right.
I think it's Kayla.
I think it was Kayla.
She reports that...
Oh, Dasha's AEW, I think. Oops.
Whoops! Vince is going to tell you off.
Bring it all, man.
Kayla reports that Charlotte Flair has a fractured radius. She specifically says that she's had x-rays backstage.
Because every stadium has x-ray machines.
I mean, maybe WWE have portable x-ray machines? Bit weird. Bit far-fetched. A bit making you think, yeah, that's not a real injury. And then speculation as to why they're giving her an injury.
My theory is she's taking time off to get married.
Quite possibly.
That's my theory.
Gotta have lots of time off for that. So yeah, that's fun. And then we go to the main event.
Which was?
RK-McBro. It's how they announce them, so it's how we're doing it. RK-McBro, which is Randy Orton, Riddle, and Drew McIntyre versus the Bloodline, the Usos, and Roman Reigns. Whew. It's hard work.
The ones.
The ones. This was a pretty good match. It had lots of ups and it had quite a good pace to it, I felt. At least at the end. This is where things go a bit fuzzy for me, because if the last bit of the match is great, I forget the rest.
The last 5 minutes of this match were good.
Which is probably what happened with me. I
First
quite enjoyed
15 to 20 were slow.
It was a long match.
And it's even to the point where you said yourself that you feel that Roman's holding the Usos back because they're not doing the usual stuff.
Yeah, because I know in a previous one of these videos I've talked about how the Usos are an amazing tag team and they've got such great tandem moves and all this. But
everything was centered around Roman.
Yeah, they're
doing
always some stuff. But even when Roman was just on the outside, the Usos weren't doing much together.
Nope. It's all about the big dog.
Yeah. You've got Roman Reigns tagging in, doing one circle around the ring, around Drew McIntyre, and then tagging back out.
Yeah.
Which was really predictable, actually.
Yeah.
So, surprisingly predictable. That's a contradiction, but it kind of makes sense in my head.
You say that. Carry on.
Oh, that it was surprisingly predictable. I meant the tagging in, tagging out bit.
She's trying to cover for herself
now. I couldn't work out what I wrote then. I said RKO out of a super kick, which is it's made my head go. But
yeah.
one of the Usos were super kicking Randy Orton, and he managed to like RKO one of them while they were super kicking him. I can't even work out in my head how the physics of that works now, but it did, and it looked.
He might have
great.
just kind of ducked it and slipped.
Yeah, I think it was like that, but it looked good. Lots of super kicks from the Usos.
I'm telling you, they're trying to be the Young Bucks.
Seems it. I mean, they're halfway to saying super kick party, really. They'll probably change it up. I don't know how you would, but they'll find a way. Yeah, well, obviously Roman gets the pin. And obviously it's on Riddle as well. He blind tags in and gets an actually pretty good looking spear.
Yeah, I'll give him that.
On Riddle and pins him for the win. And we've said a lot about Roman spears. There's too many of them, and other people doing better. This one was pretty good, so...
So, in terms of predictability, Leanne, who did you predict to win this match?
I went for Drew and the RK-McBro peoples.
And who did I predict?
You went for Bloodline.
And who won the match?
Bloodline.
Who got a clean sweep on the predictions?
You did.
Because they're not predictions, Leanne. Our prediction videos are spoilers.
If you listen to him, not me. This is the thing, though. You've got to remember, you've got the experience. You've been watching wrestling a lot longer than I have.
Yes, granted.
And, like, you listen to wrestling podcasts and stuff, and I don't.
The wrestling podcasts I listen to are about things that have happened in the past.
I know, but you got that extracurricular credits, you know?
She's talking about something to wrestle with Bruce Pritchard and Conrad Thompson.
I've heard some of it.
It's great stuff.
But yeah, I mean, considering my lack of experience, I still got 5 out of 6, right?
Yeah.
I think that's impressive.
I was really surprised when you said RK-McBro was doing.
Yeah, it's probably wishful thinking. I just don't want the Bloodline to get all the gold. I don't like it. I know other people love him. I don't. Well, that's all the matches.
Mm-hmm.
I actually quite enjoyed this PLE.
Yeah, it was shaping the event card. Was like, right, okay, it's a rehash of WrestleMania. This is probably going to be naff. It didn't turn out naff.
No, for the most part, we got some good stuff. It is a shame that the matches didn't have higher stakes. It's a shame there weren't more women's matches on the card.
There's only one title match on the card.
Yeah, there should have been more title matches, and there should have been more that weren't rematches from WrestleMania. But good stuff. We got to see some real proper wrestling. And had a good time.
Mm-hmm.
And saw lots of recaps and videos that we'd already seen. It's just a bonus, right?
That probably would have been at least half hour shorter without all the stuff that you wouldn't necessarily need.
And they probably got... Because when they were on their own network, I suppose if they were in a bit short or a bit long, it's not quite as drastic.
You have renting for the buildings for a certain amount of time,
true.
I believe. So if you go over, you're still gonna have a hefty fine.
Yeah.
If that's what I've heard is correct.
Okay, then.
But then you think about the fact that it's not just on the network anyway. There is people who still buy it for pay-per-view.
Yes, that's
so
true.
that is still a thing.
Wow. What was your match of the PLE?
Ooh. You know, I think Edge versus AJ Styles.
Min too. Yes.
Min too.
Min too.
Min too.
Honestly, I don't think there's that.
I'm not biased.
It's not that close.
I'm not biased.
I don't think it was that close between the matches, really.
No.
There were other good ones, but that one.
I think the runner-up. It's a tough one with this one between Ronda and Flair, and Cody and Rollins.
Yeah. Yeah. I can see that.
The rest, I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever.
Yeah, take or leave. Well, what was your favourite match?
Of the PLE?
Favourite match of the PLE? Let us know in the comments. I mean, let us know also what you think about the Money in the Bank being a match at WrestleMania.
I hope that there's clarity on that soon, because I really don't want them to go, hey, you won Money in the Bank, you're going to headline WrestleMania in like 10 months.
It's like, what's the point having the briefcase if it's just gonna be...
You're gonna have to carry it for 10 months.
You have to carry it everywhere.
Imagine.
It'll turn into 24/7 championship and other people can pin you to take it off
Oh
you.
no, don't give me ideas.
I mean, it would be better than what...
Vince, turn off now. Don't stop watching. Vince, stop. Don't listen to her.
Bye, Vince. We know you're watching. Yeah, let us know those things in the comments. Thank you so much for watching, for spending time with us, and for not minding that we're recording this 2 days after the event, pretty much.
Well, technically it's only a day, because by the time it airs, it will be Monday in the
I'm
UK.
not talking technically.
I am.
Please like this video if you liked it, even despite our bickering. Subscribe to the channel and hit that bell to be notified when we drop new videos.
Also, let me know how the best way to dissolve a body is, because if she carries on like that...
Follow us on socials. Our details are in the video description below. And until next time...
Your judgment day is coming.
Until next time, apparently my judgment day is coming. Bye-bye!